Hello and welcome, guys. Today we're playing Reus. Came out fairly recently on the Steam store, and basically the idea behind the game is you are one of four giants. Like, you are the planet, and you've created four giants. These four giants create all of the environments of the world, and you're supposed to lead humanity to prosperity. Easier said than done, trust me. Without explaining too much, there's also some developments which you can achieve in order to become stronger, to make your giant stronger, and to make humanity better, more or less. They have more they can do the more you unlock. So, for example, some of the developments I can do right now: finish an area with 3 completed upgraded projects. We'll get into that. Fishing village. Finish an area with a village which has 200 prosperity and 5 ocean patches. Okay. Finish an area with a village that has 250 prosperity, and there are quite a few of these things. And you can finish any of them. And if you finish, the more you finish, the more development's achieved, the better you get. So, the easier the game becomes, also the harder the game becomes. So let's just go ahead and start right away. Just get this out. So we have the water giant, the forest giant, swamp giant, and the mountain giant. Each one has their own abilities that they can do. For example, the ocean giant just built an ocean right there. So now, because now this is wet wasteland, it starts out as dry wasteland. If you see up here in the top right, it's patch wasteland, nothing special. So we're going to turn it into something by putting a forest on this side and a swamp on this side. And let's go ahead and put another ocean over here. Now you can see this guy is building a desert over here as he raises a mountain out of the planet. We'll bring him back over here, and let's just start working on the forest right away. Just go ahead and place some plants, fruit plants. You can see the symbiosis in a grove, plus 10 food if it's next to an apple tree, dandelion, or strawberry. This is a blueberry. Okay, so here we go. This is the first stage. A forest village has settled. Forest villages often start projects that require food. Try using fruit plants and domestic animals within the village borders. Press the red cross to not show this tip again. So now you can see, here's the village. I'm going to go ahead and pause right here. Here's the village of humans. Right now there's virtually nobody living here because, well, they just started. Humanity is young. But as I zoom out, you can see 2 little buoys over here. This is where their sea borders are, and these are their other borders over here at the land borders, where they have a watchtower and they have a bunker. And you can see right now they're using 1 of 5 food, and they're very happy. So they're not getting greedy. And greed is measured up here. The more red faces, the greedier the village. And greedy villages cause wars amongst other human nations. There's a lot you can see up here. You can have awe, strength, defense. If there's danger, whether or not they're at war, and whether or not they like the giants. And then various levels as well for danger. See, this city is called the Tree Peak Clan. It's only using 1 of 5 food, doesn't have any wealth, and it doesn't have any technology because it just started. So its total prosperity is 1. That number is the addition of all the left side numbers. All of the ones that are in use are on the left, out of the max on the right. So because these blueberries work better when they're in a grove, we'll go ahead and make some strawberries, and then make some blueberries over here. So this is a human project that just started. So they're building a shrine, which means they need 15 wealth and 15 food. And the specialization this project has is God of the Wild. Plus 5 food and plus 10 wealth for each animal within the borders. Stacks up to 3 times. So that's something we will need to do. We're going to go ahead and come back to this village later because we also have the swamps we can look at, where we can start placing some herbs and some exotic animals and make another city. We need to be over here. There we go. So now we have a swamp village that's settled. They often start projects that require technology. Try using advanced minerals and herb plants within the village borders. Minerals are created by the mountain giant. So we're going to create a little island over here. And that island is going to become a forest island. So you're good to go. We'll go ahead and do that. So we have the Red Peak Tribe and the Druid Challenge was started. Plus 15 technology for every minerals within borders is a specialization. It needs 30 technology, and only 2 is in use. So created peppermint, plus 7 tech for each mineral next to it is a symbiosis. That's the druid was right there. So you can see these borders don't expand. They don't go off into the ocean yet. Now the cities do get bigger over time. But right now, whoops, you need to stay there. We're going to create vast expanses of deserts. See if we can make something out of it. That should be enough for a city. I've never made one quite so small. How are you guys doing? They still need wealth. Wealth can be brought over by the swamp giant using exotic animals. They provide wealth. So we'll place some exotic animals over here. And animals provide wealth in an area, or food, or whatever. So now you can see 2 wealth is within the borders of the city. There we go, a desert village is settled. Desert villages often start projects that require wealth. Try using precious minerals and exotic animals within the village borders. Pretty straightforward. So they started over here, where we placed 1 little mineral. But they haven't done anything yet, so we don't need to pay too much attention until they start a project, which they will soon. There we go, the tool shop. They need wealth and technology. So that sounds like a job for the swamp giant. There you go. You need just straight up technology? No problem. We will get you that technology. Or not. There are abilities that each giant has you can unlock with each village, basically. If you make a village happy, they'll give you an ambassador. There we go. Now you have plenty of technology to work with. We can make something happen. But they all start with 1, at least. So, growth aspect upgrades a plant with growth aspect, adds food and nature. Helps with growth quite a bit. That's very good for like a lot of plants will use it. But you can see these fish don't. They need a lesser exotic, lesser herd, lesser predator, or lesser hunt in order to upgrade the fish. You know, if I wanted to upgrade these peppermint, that's where we'd use a lesser growth or a lesser toxic. For the agate, you know, lesser noble, lesser seismic, and all of this stuff, there's more. All of it comes from all the villages. Like the leaf aspect, technology and nature, advanced minerals, you know, precious minerals, and technology. So if I wanted to turn this into precious mineral, we could do advanced minerals, and it makes these more precious, basically. And then we also have herbs and exotic animals that the swamp ambassador can create. So why don't we go over to the desert? And we're going to have this guy create some precious minerals over here. Okay, so we need 5 more technology. But you get plus 5 wealth, plus 10 tech for each mineral within borders. No problem. Okay. So earlier we upgraded the blueberries into strawberries. That's because we used the leaf aspect. So now we just created advanced minerals over here. And this is stone, which we can change into salt or copper. If we have a reaction aspect, we can turn it into copper, which eventually you can make all sorts of metal, and it's worth a lot more that way. Forest village is settled. Forest villages often start projects that require food. Where? Lushmouth has settled where I had hoped they would. Awesome. So they're going to start working on probably a port over here. And we need to give these guys lots and lots of food and pay a lot of attention because all they're going to get is food. Fishing docks challenge has started. So they decided to put it over here. They need wealth and they need food. Now we can provide some wealth. If we get, say, a parrotfish, there's wealth there. But sea bass is only good for food. So if we want to get wealth for this village, we need to get a lesser exotic or lesser herd aspect. Okay, so now we have a swamp ambassador because the druid challenge we started earlier was completed. So if I put him on the forest giant, we get migrate, which is allows us to move natural sources around. We can have the herd aspect, the seismic aspect, or the toxic aspect. So if we go back to the parrotfish, we need the lesser exotic or lesser herd. So So that'd be best for this village if we picked up the herd. Growth, toxic. So if we wanted to make marshmallows, we would need the toxic aspect. And if I placed, instead of having a gate right here, if I instead placed animals next to it, then this would get a lot more tech and a lot of awe. Awe makes villages not as greedy. If we go over here, we need the potent fruit aspect, leaf or fruit, predator or exotic, reaction or crystal. Seismic, noble, crystal, exotic, and predator. So while right now, this village up here, they really need the lesser herd aspect. But they're the only one that'll use it. However, I can get the seismic aspect, which will upgrade all of these minerals, such as, mostly into salt, actually. Which is useful. But we also need the reaction aspect, which I don't think we can get yet. That requires a forest ambassador, and we have a swamp ambassador, which would give us the toxic aspect, which would be good for animals and marshmallows. So why don't we go ahead and pick up the seismic aspect, because that's used by just about everybody. Almost everybody needs minerals in one form or another. And we will wait to pick up the exotic aspect. Actually, no. Don't pick up the seismic, because you can only have one at a time until everyone has one. So this guy actually needs to wait until we get a forest ambassador, then he will get the exotic aspect. I just about made a big mistake there. There we go, now we have a forest ambassador, so we can get the exotic aspect. But the forest ambassador also gives you the fruit aspect, the crystal aspect, or the reaction aspect, which we all need. We need all of it, so you have to really pick and choose very carefully. I don't see the need for the fruit aspect, but if we get the crystal aspect, then we can really start working on the, wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm herping and I'm derping. That's my bad. No, we need the exotic aspect. Oh my. Okay, so there you just saw the borders expand. A desert ambassador has appeared. So predator, noble, monsoon ability, and hunt aspect. Okay, so who gets the swamp? Herd. You don't need swamp. Well, I guess you get migrate, but not worried about that. You can't have it, and toxic. Sure. We'll go with the toxic, because we just got the desert ambassador. Actually, no. You're getting the predator aspect. I love the predator aspect. So let's pick up the herd aspect instead. Okay, we'll do it that way. Your giants are growing stronger and stronger, however it seems the humans have noted this as well. At some point, the humans will no longer be impressed with completing some projects and demand higher level projects. With 6 ambassadors, the humans no longer give ambassadors for normal projects, with 10 ambassadors no longer for upgraded, and 14 no longer for great. So we have this huge swath of land that we're not even using over here. So let's go ahead and start using it. So you need wealth, which is the exotic aspect. Predator aspect we need to bring back over here. After you place this. And let's start getting the exotic aspect working over here. So with the parrotfish, +1 wealth, +1 tech for each other different fish in animal range. So the parrotfish will become a very effective wealth section for this the fishing village. The desert village is settled, they require wealth. No problem. Alright, what are you working on? Quality smith, +5 wealth, +10 tech for each mineral within borders. So they need wealth and tech. They need a little bit more tech and then they'll be good. Alright, you already did that? Fantastic. Stone, quartz. Alright, so you... Remember, to advance in the game and unlock greater powers and areas, you need to achieve different developments. The possible developments are listed at the start of the game, but also in the unlocks menu. Some of them are easier than others, so try different things to get them all. No problem. Come back over here, where we can make the parrotfish. Let's do it again right here. That's not quite enough. Parrotfish. Okay. So all you can do is herd aspect. But we have the predator or the hunt, which we do have right here. Predator aspect. So, if we make sea bass, +3 food if there's any mackerel or clownfish within its animal range. About here, we need to make the predator aspect right here. We're also going to need to make one right where I'm sending the water giant. And this whole area is just going to have lots and lots of fish. Should be very prosperous. Oh, whoops. That was my bad. You done? You are. Come back over here. I misclicked. Need to be one more over. There you are. Alright, so now we can have sea bass, which gives more food, more wealth, more tech to the whole area because of the diversity of the ecosystem. Alright, so we just got a desert ambassador again, which is awesome. We can get the noble aspect or the hunt aspect. Okay, right there. And then another sea bass. And this village is growing very quickly all of a sudden. So they'll be okay. Now we need to look at who doesn't have an ambassador. Well, the forest giant is the only one that doesn't. So the forest giant gets the desert ambassador, which will unlock the hunt aspect. Now we have a forest ambassador because the fishing docks are done. Well, you've already done forest. If you get forest, you get crystal aspect. Why don't we go ahead and pick up crystal aspect? It's very useful. Take the crystal aspect over here. Do you need it? No, it's the other one that needs it. Mad Scientist Challenge. They need 80 technology and 40 wealth, and they want to destroy the Tree Peak clan. Humans are very mischievous. Reaction, crystal, so we can get salt. It's okay, it's not great. You need hunt, predator, exotic. Let's do the exotic aspect over here. I could make salt over here, but I don't want to do that. But I can make topaz out of quartz. Crystal aspect right there. The temple. Food and wealth. Plus 20 food and plus 5 off for each quartz, agate, or topaz within borders. Potent hunt aspect. Do we have a hunt aspect? We do. So this is how you make potent stuff. You use the fertility boost given by the forest giant, and then apply the aspect that you want, and it'll be a potent aspect. Geologist. They need mountain patches. Well, if they expand, they can get it. Technology in use and wealth in use. Luckily, I just gave you guys lots of technology. Alright, so we need plants. This one. Pentech if next to plant. We'll just make lots of plants. Alright. So now this guy needs the hunt. Potent exotic aspect. Now I have a potent hunt aspect, so we can make boar.